Well, hello everyone. This is Chrystal Lynn, Cowgirl Astrologer, and I just wanted to come and check on everybody and pull myself out of the deep, dark ocean. These amazing retrogrades on. Let's talk tonight a little bit about what's going on. Um, yeah, I'm kind of pushing myself tonight to come on out because I've really been feeling it. I'm sure as you guys have too. I actually have so much I want to share. And as you know, when we get into these retrogrades, especially Mercury, a lot of times we feel like all this stuff is going on the inside, but we just can't get it out, or we're just so deep that anything we're saying, people are like, what are they talking about? Where are they coming from? So it's an intense time for communication, but at the same time, it's a very intense time for the conversations to be going on in your head. So I'm going to attempt tonight to take a look at the chart, take a look at what's going on tonight. Where are we at? I actually had, I have a couple really cool videos I'm studying right now and working on, you guys. Just some high profile cases out there. I'd like to just go into a little bit of astrology and what's going on in the world. It does take quite a bit of time, though, to really put together. And I have some stuff put together, but I just didn't feel like I was my best right now. So we're talking about the retrogrades. We're going to talk about the retrogrades. So I'm looking at the chart tonight. We have the Sun, Mercury, and Venus in Taurus. Venus has just moved into Taurus. How do you guys feel about getting out of that Aries season? That was a killer for me. Just so much energy. And Aries energy is just so intense. It'll keep you on your toes, whether you want to be or not. So we're moving out of that energy now. We're moving into a little calmer. Taurus energy, it's ruled by Venus. So it's really about grounding ourselves, really getting down and what is important. Where is our security? What's going on with our finances right now? With Mercury retrograde in Taurus, it's about our financial situations. This could be a really amazing time, where you're getting your tax checks back, or different payouts are coming in, or different financial opportunities during this retrograde, reversing things that were on hold, coming back underground, and bringing you those opportunities financially. Also, really getting in your mind, getting a clear picture right now of where to put your energy. One thing, excuse me, that's important to understand is that the bull, okay, which is the symbol of Taurus, the bull doesn't like to waste any energy because he really has to be ready and available if he needs to protect his domain. And if he wastes a lot of energy, he won't have that strength when he needs it. But he's very, very intuitive. He's very, very sensitive to body language around him. Earthly sensations, what we feel, what we touch. Right now, we're feeling a lot in our bodies. This is an earth sign. So this is in a really beautiful trine with our North Node in Virgo. The North Node is fueling us in Virgo to really concentrate and get the details right and really figure out how can we take all these great ideas that we have and all this passion and all this creativity and literally put it in a package. Because it's one thing to all be in our minds. We've been dreaming for years now, haven't we? We've been excited. We've been dreaming. We have ideas. And it just seems like this energy, I don't know about you guys, I'm pretty sure I do, that it's just this push-pull. It's like a dance. We've had to learn to literally dance in this whole new song that, we are completely unfamiliar with. because we have Neptune and Pisces in the background, and you guys know I love to talk about this, my favorite topic, because it's so powerful. This is a 14-year transit, and it's changing the energy, the spiritual vibration in all of our lives, and it's really kind of freeing us up. But at the same time, it's, you know, we're not quite sure. We're so used to rules. We're so used to a certain way that everything has to fit in the box. And with Pluto in Capricorn, Capricorn being the structures, the church, the buildings, the law, you know, the do's and don'ts. Pluto in Capricorn, Pluto being, let's dig down deep and deal in the truth here. What's behind all of this? What are the deep, dark intentions of these, you know, I don't want to say just churches in general, but, you know, we've seen the fall of many large churches because of man's ego. We get in the way. We get in the way from a beautiful message, and our flaws and our sins and our, you know, whatever you want to call it, our shadow sides. We go through these process, and so many people are so disillusioned when a leadership or man in leadership falls. And then we think, oh, can't trust in anything or anybody. Well, that's really happened a lot over the last 7-8 years in our foundations as we know it, as many of us grew up to know it. Okay, you know, we're in America, and we've all grown up, you know, with these religious structures. It's part of the Pluto and Virgo generation. Now, with Pluto in Capricorn, remember, Pluto's blowing stuff up, but Pluto is also in a beautiful trine with Virgo. Healing hands, healing the earth. There's got to be something we all do have in common. What can we all agree on? We all can agree that we need air. We all can agree that we need water. You know, we all can agree that our bodies are affected by what we eat, our environment, you know, medications. You know, I'm talking about, now I'm going to go a little deep now. See, these retrogrades are going to bring me in. Okay, you guys, I'm going to talk more about this. I want to wait a little bit longer regarding Prince. Obviously, you know, and so many of us are devastated. Not only Prince, but since 2016 kicked off, we've seen this huge wave of legendary people pass. We also know we've had Mars and Scorpio. You know, right now we're in a little retrograde into Mars and Sagittarius, but we're coming back into Mars and Scorpio. And this deals with this type of stuff. This deals with death. So it doesn't surprise me. We've seen so many. But one of the things we're seeing over and over and over again is, you know, the seclusion, the overdose, the loneliness of these amazing celebrities. I'm sure it's gone on over the decades, living a life like that. But with Neptune moving into Pisces in 2012, it brought on a very, it's like removing the veil between earth and heaven. The veil is very thin now. So things that we couldn't feel before, now that vibration of sensitivity, of intuition, of our psychic ability, of our compassion, of our belief in something greater is so oversensitized. It's not desensitized. And because of that, many people, especially those who have Pisces in their chart, or water signs, Scorpio and Cancer, are really feeling this the most. And when you look back at many of, you know, the celebrities that we've lost in even the last few years. Michael Jackson, you know, Pisces rising, moon in Pisces, drug overdose. Whitney Houston, Pisces rising. You know, Prince, moon in Pisces. Robin Williams, moon in Pisces, Scorpio rising, same as Prince, Scorpio rising. These highly creative people, amazingly creative people, are so opened up to this other world through this Piscean energy, these creative geniuses. But as Neptune moved in, it brought even more of a sensitivity where not only these legendary people that we're seeing are trying to tone down this energy. That's why pain medication, heroin, alcohol, all the things we've always seen, but are in such epidemic right now. Because people, you know, we just almost can't handle the feelings of what's coming through. So put yourself in a high profile situation like these celebrities and the social media we have today, the hate that we have today, the attacks that we have today. These people who are this highly creative, they are suffering. They are hiding out because they want to share their gift and they'll go out and do their music. But behind the scenes, they're dealing with heavy duty stuff. And you get a little money and you get opportunity, you know, access to something to medicate, self-medicate. Everybody's trying to self-medicate, you know, marijuana and cannabis like never before. And honestly, you know, it's something that is working for a lot of people dealing with high anxiety. I'm not necessarily promoting anybody do one thing or another, but I will say the reason that we're so highly sensitive to these man-made pills is because it's done to people in the past, and it's for a lot of people toning down this high vibration that we haven't figured out what to do with it, you guys. We're still trying to figure it out because those of us who are catching this vision, the spiritual vision, the healers out there, they're coming out, they're coming to the forefront. We want to heal the land, and we know it's through a spiritual connection. But to do that, to be a vessel of this healing, many of us who have these strong water signs in our charts, and I'm not ruling out the other signs, you guys, we all have water in our charts. So it, you know, somewhere you have it. Look. And if you don't have it in your most dominant planets, look where you have it in your houses, because these are areas that are going to be very amplified right now. And it's very tempting, you know, to find something to, you know, ease the pain, ease the intensity. It's just we're not prepared for these radical shifts and changes. So, you know, here we have this whole pharmaceutical world that has tapped into money, and got us all addicted. Okay, and then they act like, what's wrong with all these people? But they're giving America, you know, literally heroin through these pain medications and the addiction level on our bodies, because our bodies are so sensitive. Our bodies are so sensitive right now to addiction, you know, that, you know, we're changing. We're like these little angelic beings of sensitivity. So I just feel like there's an epidemic, and we're seeing it, you know, I'm looking back. I mean, even when we go back to Elvis Presley, moon in Pisces, suffered from that. You know, Johnny Cash, he had a lot of Pisces. I think he was a moon in Scorpio. But, you know, I'm not trying to blame it on the Pisces. Everybody wants to talk about Pisces are the addicts. You know, I have a Pisces rising and a moon in Pisces, you guys. I'm 48 years old. You know what I mean? I've been around the block. I've been around the block. You know, you're either addicted to medication or you're addicted to spirituality. You go to extremes because you're trying to figure out how to live in this earthly world with this spiritual connection. And it's, again, you know, so much more intense. So right now, as we speak, with Mars and Saturn in Sagittarius, this is a very, very important time, and they are retrograde together right now. They're about 8 degrees away, so they're not totally intense. But as things start to shift, we're going to feel it. Sagittarius is really all about finding your own master. You guys will have to excuse that noise in the background. That was my donkey out my window. Yeah, I'm Cowgirlastrologer. This is a real donkey. He's like right out my office window. I just tuned it out, but you guys are probably wondering what's that weird noise in the background. Who are we? And are we teachable? Are we able to teach? You know, something about the fire signs really lends to us this energy, this ego energy that we need, okay? To really be able to put your package together, you got to love yourself a little bit. You got to believe in yourself a little bit, or you got to love somebody more than you. You got to have that passion. And the fiery energy is what gives us and fuels the passion in us. Mars fuels the passion in us. And with Sagittarius there, it's really all about, you know, taking all your life experiences, all of your travels, all of your journeys, you know, every master or mentor that's been before you, that's given something to you, and asking yourself, where am I? And you guys might think, well, I'm really young right now. Maybe you're in your 20s and you're just trying to figure it all out. There's something in you, that vision of who you are, and we can see it more clearly now. Even the young adults, young people that I get in for readings are amazing me. You guys are amazing me right now. 18, 19, 20, 21. Spiritual understanding, intelligence, it's just very different. And an ability to really self-reflect at such a young age. And that, again, is because the veil has been removed. We're able to have self, you know, inner perception, you know. When Neptune was in Aquarius, it was really all about looking outward and that air energy and bringing groups together, tribes together, people together, looking out for the whole. And we're still moving in to a new realm of that energy with the age of Aquarius. That's happening right now. And I think I'm going to get a visitor here. I'm on my video. This is why it's so hard for me to do videos, you guys. Daddy's coming down the hallway. Thanks, you guys, for bearing with me. This is my life. Uh-oh. He's coming in the bathroom.
Hey, Mommy.
You know what? Mom's trying to do a video right now. I was having this beautiful little swan pond. Oh, what'd you bring me? Come here. Be careful. I'm a candle. Come here. Where did you get this?
I got it from the store.
Do you want to say hi to your people?
Hi.
You want to say hi?
Hi.
You got this at the store for me?
Yeah, smell it.
Let me smell. Oh, can you give me a kiss? Aw. How come you're so cute?
You look so cute that you're recording a video right now.
I'm recording a video right now. I'm talking to the people.
Don't put that next to you.
You know what I told the people today on my Facebook? I told them that I said that you were a Capricorn. What did you tell me?
Put that candle right here.
Okay, we won't be able to see us very good. Okay, come here. We got to say bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, wait. You were going to tell them. I said you were a Capricorn, and you told me you were what? You're not the seahorse? What are you?
I am the seahorse.
You are the seahorse? You also told me you were something else. I thought you told me you were the anchor.
I did.
Okay, because you have a moon in Sagittarius. It's like the anchor. You like the anchor, huh?
Look at my mouth.
Okay. And an Aries rising. Note the bump on the table when he came in. Okay, you got to go see Daddy now.
Keep the beautiful flowers.
I'm going to keep the beautiful flowers. I'll be out in a minute.
Can I?
All right, you guys.
Hey, don't lock
Okay,
doors
bear
when
with
I'm
me.
coming
Bear with
in.
me. We're in it this long. Hold on. Hold on.
You're recording on new video.
Hey, Daddy. Trying to do a video. All right. I wanted to say more, you guys. This is the energy right now. Is it crazy or what? I have no control of anything right now. I'm learning. This is so sweet. I'm learning to dance with the energy, and I hope that you guys are too right now. Because we have not had 5 planets retrograde for over 10 years. And this is a revisiting right now of some very intense stuff for us. Many of us are dealing with, again, kind of claiming our territory with all this Taurus energy. You know, it's okay to claim who you are and know who you are. Be very careful of people getting you off track of your goals, of what you're doing. How many years go by and we look back and we think, why did I not get this done? Because I got caught up in this person's situation and that person's situation and helping this person, helping that person. And sometimes it's a really hard truth to find out in the end that everybody else is doing great. You helped everybody along. They're on their feet. And then you're sitting here going, you know, I got to pull myself up. Who was here for me? Those are some truths that a lot of people are dealing with. So it is time to really realize that if you have a vision in your heart, especially if you know that it's going to help other people in any way, you are that visionary, you are that creator, you have to do the work behind it. Jupiter is going to move direct in Virgo in a few weeks. Then the energy is going to start moving. We got about 3 weeks right now, you guys. I mean, it's not don't do anything. The planets aren't sleeping. They're searching deep down. Allow this process. If, you know, I've had to tell some of my really good friends right now, you know, look, I love everybody, and but I need to take some time right now and you know, really concentrate and just know what I can handle and keeping myself healthy. You know, this is the first time in my life I'm really putting myself first and learning to take care of myself. And that's the thing, you guys, going back to a little bit about what I was talking about in regards to self-medications. We have to learn how to allow the earth to heal us. We have to plant. We have to learn how to use herbs. We have to learn how to use what the earth has given us. We've been destroying it for so long. We have to learn to eat right. We have to learn not just go exercise, but to be active and to be, you know, moving and finding that balance. We can't be caught up in this rat race that we've all been caught up in for years. Like, we have to rebel. And it's going to be the survival of the fittest. Those people who know how to grow on their land and, you know, live off the earth and be creative in their financial ventures. That's why so many people come to me. I love that have a real strong, you know, creative side that want to do something creative, like what we're doing right here. Create your own little world, and, you know, be around people who are inventive and getting out here. I mean, it's not easy. It is not easy at all to, you know, come out and like tonight, I mean, I, you know, was trying to find so many ways. You know, a lot of my videos have been a little erratic because of the energies have been erratic. I'm very subject because of my moon in Pisces, my rising in Pisces, shifts, and I have to be very, very careful because they can make me really sick. And I was, it's hard for me to have to handle the fact that I'm a different person now. 10 years ago, when the energy wasn't in Pisces, Neptune wasn't in Pisces, but 10 years ago, I could handle a totally different world. Now, if I want to be, and if you want to be the master of the gift that was given to you, be responsible for that gift, and find a way to express it, that's where we find that fulfillment in expressing ourselves creatively, and also realizing that there has to be an energy exchange. If we're just taking and not giving back to one another, we're not, the energy's not going to work. We have to give and take, and respect what we're doing, respect each other, and get on each other's side. Not look at somebody else's life and feel like, why can't I have that? Or why can't I? You might have something someday that's exactly what you were created to have, but you think you want somebody else's life. They can't even hardly live that life. It takes everything they have and what they're gifted to do. So, every one of us is gifted to be unique. And if we had that understanding, we wouldn't be threatened and we wouldn't be competitive. Not that there's not a place to be competitive within yourself and push yourself and want to do your best. And, we have to be smart and savvy and all that good stuff in life. It's a competitive world out there. But there is also a way to support each other through energy, through energetic encouragement, and keep that cycle going. Needs those of us who are willing to, get our hands dirty back in the earth. Okay, so I know this is all over the place. This is just from my heart, you guys. Moon is in Aquarius in my 12th house. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, I got a lot going on in my head. Moon will be in Pisces tomorrow. And I want to say, you guys, like I said, I am going to be doing some chart readings on some of the current trending celebrities, some of the things I've seen going on. If you guys want me to, do an astrological profile on anybody specific that's on your mind, tell me below, because I'm planning on this being a series that I do. It's my favorite thing to do, is follow different people's lives and see the patterns and look at the charts. And I do that as my own personal research, and it's just time that I come out with some of the stuff I've been working on. I think you guys will really enjoy it, and I think will help continue to teach us how to use astrology, so you can take this to your own life. So if you guys have any suggestions or comments, I always love to hear them, and I hope you guys are all doing well. Just write it out, guys. Write it out. Don't fight it, and be vigilant about what you are speaking. You don't have to blow something up to resolve it within your own heart, to rewrite the script. Sometimes you can make a change in relationships without saying a word. With this Mars energy and Saturn there's going to be a lot of aggression, people who do not have control of these areas of their life. One thing about astrology, although it gets hard for us to have to look at the reality of these energies we're in sometimes, at least we know. At least we can kind of go, all right, a lot of people out in the world have no clue and no connection to themselves at all. They're kind of just subject to the energy. And that can be hard, right? Haven't we all lived there before? So, yeah, there's a lot going on. We're going to be all right. This is For some of us right now, this may feel like you've just gone through another dark hole or the eye of the needle where you just, you know, a lot of toxic energy is being released right now emotionally. You know, you can be physically sick, but you can also be emotionally sick and have a lot of things that you've held on to. The last few years have been really intense for a lot of people, and we're still releasing it. We're still letting it go. Really figuring out what really are our priorities, what is important, what are we getting distracted by, what are we getting obsessed over. You know, with the internet today, it's a great thing. I love, you know, it's how I do my life. But you have to be really careful as well. You know, what you're taking in and what you're allowing it to do to you. Stay focused in your lane right now. Your lane, you know, be that bull. Don't waste any energy. You've got, you know, the bull can see because they have eyes on the side of their head. They're a prey animal. They can see behind them. They can see a predator coming up. They can feel them. They can smell them. They can sense them. And, you know, they'll just wait to the last minute and boom, they'll turn around and they'll stomp them to the ground. So, you know, not a time to waste a lot of energy. And also, one last thing I'll say, I can't believe I have so much to say. One last thing I'll say is people will be coming in your life right now. I've had the craziest retrograde relationships return the last few weeks, and my friends show up at my door, literally, and like, you know, you have to kind of have an invite these days, you know, and I had someone like, knock, knock, and only could be somebody from, you know, 10 years ago in my life that had access to my back door. Show up, just, hi, I'm here. It was so weird. Just talked to a friend tonight, and you know, it was a relationship, was my best friends all through high school, through junior high, and you know, as life would have it, you go your separate ways, and sometimes you have some really difficult times. And you know, out of the blue, I get this message from her, hi, Facebook, and we talked tonight, and oh my gosh, like the healing, like boom, over the years, like we just got it. Like everything that we thought we held on to, we're so hurt by, you know, all of a sudden was like nothing. It was like a vapor. I was like, it's so, we're like laughing at it now. Like, how does that happen overnight? Release, what a relief to have some healing and some old friendships. And some things aren't ripe, aren't ready for that process. There's still a lot of relationships. I know we're all still dealing with letting go. We're thinking about them right now, aren't we? We're thinking about everything that's happened. Just be really open. Be really open, but at the same time, don't worry about feeling. Self-preserve yourself right now, like self-preservation. If you feel like you kind of need to go in and kind of close the doors a minute and just regather your strength, regather yourself, get your mind right, you need to do that too. There's nothing wrong with that. So many times, you know, people don't know how to do retrogrades because, you know, we're fighting this constant need to go forward, the next, because we're trying to get out of how we're feeling. And this is not an outer body experience with all these planets in Taurus. Guess what? Feel it. Feel it. And the good news is it also gives us an opportunity to self-soothe a little bit. Like my son bringing me this little flower tonight. Isn't that sweet? They went to the grocery store and they brought me back this flower. This is, you know, the earth. This is the beautiful, beautiful feeling that, you know, we often forget, you know, to stop, smell the flowers, you know, to listen to the birds actually chirping in the morning instead of just racing to the car. Like, listen, be aware and feel again, you know. But, you know, there's a lot of different storylines playing out. So it's really, this reading is so all over the place because, you know, we're dealing with letting go, holding on, being pissed off, forgiving, not forgiving, fighting for our domain, and at the same time, you know, trying to give to all. And these are the things going on inside of us. And it's not for us to push them away or, you know, self-medicate those feelings. Sometimes you just have to be raw. And it's hard to be raw and to be that sensitive. And it's really hard. But in that rawness is where you're going to really get to your own authentic truth. And it's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to refine your life, like in just a refining art. You know, refine it to what's important to you. Because in doing that, then you'll be able to give out to the people that are in your realm of influence. And, you know, it doesn't have to be huge groups. It can be your family, your children. You know, what relationships are you nurturing? This last year for me has been all about my family, my mother, my 5-year-old son, my daughter, my son. I have grandchildren coming. And, you know, I've just finally got my feet planted on the ground now and really saying to myself, you know what? These little lives around me are so important. And that I am focused on them and not out here in my own little world. I can have the world, my creative world, but don't forget, you know, these are the lives that I've been allowed to influence. Okay, so there you go. With all kinds of different thoughts. I love you guys. I am doing readings, so I'm not spending a lot of energy out doing other things, but I'm available for readings, available for my family. And tonight, I'm available for you. So if you guys want to come and visit me at cowgirlastrologer.com or email me, crystallynn68 at gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. All right, you guys, hang in there and have a great weekend.